Have you ever wondered what matters when you're older? Is it the possessions you've accumulated, the work you've done, or the relationships you've built? The truth is, as we age, we start to realize that the things we thought were important might not matter as much as we once believed. In this video, I'll share 7 powerful lessons I learned during my time in a nursing home. Lessons that could change the way you think about life, love, health, and happiness. You'll hear about the devastating impact of loneliness, the surprising importance of health, and how material possessions ultimately lose their significance. I'll show you why forgiveness is not just about others, but about giving yourself peace. You'll learn how to embrace the simple joys of life, how to make every day count, and why it's never too late to live with intention. By watching this video to the end, you'll uncover insights that can help you make better choices, live a fuller life, and avoid regrets when your time comes. Whether you're in your 30s, 40s, or 70s, these lessons are for everyone. So, stay tuned until the end. You don't want to miss the wisdom that could transform how you live today. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. First, I realize that loneliness is the worst disease that old age brings. As I reflect on the inevitable passage of time, I've come to a harsh yet undeniable truth. Loneliness is the most cruel and heart-wrenching disease that old age brings with it. It creeps up on you quietly, almost unnoticeable at first, but then, before you know it, it's overwhelming, suffocating every moment with an aching emptiness. You might look at a nursing home and assume it's just a place to provide health care, a place where people go when they can't care for themselves anymore. But there is a deeper, more soul-crushing reality hidden beneath those walls, one that most people fail to see. The physical ailments and struggles of old age are bad enough, but the real torment is the overwhelming loneliness. It's a silent killer that eats away at your spirit. You would be shocked to know that there are people in those homes who haven't seen a single visitor in months, sometimes even years. Their children are busy with their own lives, too wrapped up in their responsibilities to even pick up the phone or send a message. Their friends, who once filled their days with laughter and companionship, have all passed away. And while the staff at these homes may be kind and attentive, they can never replace the deep connection of family, of being loved, truly, unconditionally. The hardest realization that comes with old age is the haunting truth that the world keeps moving forward, completely indifferent to your absence. Life doesn't pause for you. Keep spinning, and no matter how much you try to hold on to the past, there is a profound sense of being forgotten, being left behind. It's this feeling, this aching sense of invisibility, that becomes the sharpest sting of all. Looking back, I can't help but wish that I had spent more time nurturing relationships instead of chasing after work and money. Oh, how I regret those lost years, those missed opportunities to truly connect with the people who mattered. If there's one thing I've learned from the struggles of aging, it's that meaningful relationships are the essence of life itself. They are the threads that weave the fabric of joy and purpose. Work can come and go, money can be earned and lost, but the people you love and who love you, those connections are what make life truly worth living. If I could turn back time, I would have chosen them over all the fleeting things that once seemed so important. I would have cherished every conversation, every hug, every moment spent in the warmth of companionship. It's never too late, but time, as we all know too well, is a precious, fleeting gift. Second, health is the most precious thing that cannot be bought with money. Health is, without a doubt, the most valuable asset we can have, yet it is the one thing that money cannot buy. It is something so fundamental, so irreplaceable, that we often take it for granted when we're young or when we are fortunate enough to feel healthy. I'll never forget the day I met a man who, at the time, seemed to have everything anyone could dream of. He was successful beyond measure, with an impressive portfolio of properties, a collection of luxury cars that would make anyone envious, and a life full of exotic travels. To the outside world, he had it all: wealth, status, and every material possession one could desire. But as we sat down to talk, something in his eyes told a different story. He wasn't the same man I had imagined. Time, as it does to us all, had caught up with him. Now, with his health deteriorating, he's in a state where he can hardly do anything without assistance. He can't eat without help, can barely move around, and is unable to do the simple things most of us take for granted. The wealth that once defined his life is now nothing more than a distant memory, something that can't undo the toll that age and illness have taken on his body. His money can buy him many things, but it cannot buy back the vitality he lost. This experience left me deeply moved, a stark reminder of how fleeting life can be. If I could turn back time, I would take better care of my own body. I would embrace regular exercise, nourish myself with healthier food, and prioritize managing stress, because I've come to understand, in a way that hits close to home, that no amount of money can replace what you lose when your health begins to fade. The most precious thing in life is not what can be bought, but what you can maintain with love and care, your well-being. Ultimately, when it's all said and done, no matter how much wealth you accumulate, if your health is compromised, all the riches in the world cannot help you enjoy the life you've worked so hard to build. True success is not measured by material wealth. It's found in the ability to live a life of fulfillment, joy, and well-being. If we don't value and protect our health, everything else fades in comparison. Third, I realized that material possessions ultimately lose their significance. There was a time when I filled my home with a seemingly endless collection of furniture, clothes, and decorative items that I had carefully chosen, believing each piece had significance. I thought these things would always hold value, that they represented my hard work and the life I had built. But now, as I sit in my small room, surrounded by only the bare essentials, I find that those possessions are fading from my memory. I can hardly recall the details of most of them. All that stuff, once so important to me, has become little more than a distant, forgotten echo. The truth is, all the material things we accumulate in life eventually lose their weight. They don't carry the same importance they once did, because what endures are the experiences, the connections, and the people who walk beside us. The laughs shared, the hugs exchanged, the quiet moments of understanding. These are the things that truly fill our hearts and sustain us in the end. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. If I could go back in time, I would shift my focus completely. I would spend less energy on collecting things and more on creating memories, forming relationships, and savoring every moment with the people I care about. After all, it's the laughter and love that stick with us, not the stuff. If I had known then what I know now, I would have cherished my time more deeply, and I would have invested my heart in the things that truly matter. The people, the moments, the memories. Because in the end, that's what shapes our lives, not the things we own. Fourth, independence is truly a precious gift. Independence is truly one of the most precious and often overlooked gifts that life gives us. It is so easy to take for granted the simple ability to make decisions for ourselves, to wake up in the morning and move freely without relying on anyone else for even the most basic tasks. But let's take a moment to reflect on what independence means. Picture a life where you've always had the freedom to choose, the strength to move, the clarity to think for yourself, and the ability to do everything on your own. From picking out your clothes in the morning to preparing your meals and even managing personal hygiene, every single day is filled with choices and actions that reflect your control over your own life. Now, imagine that suddenly, without warning, you are no longer able to do these things for yourself. One day, the tasks you once took for granted become impossible to complete without help. Dressing yourself, eating, or even something as fundamental as using the bathroom. All of a sudden, these things require someone else to assist you. For many individuals living in nursing homes, this is their heartbreaking reality. Day in and day out, they experience the loss of this basic freedom, and what they would give to have even a fraction of the independence they once enjoyed. It's hard to truly grasp the emotional weight of such a loss unless you've experienced it yourself, but the emotional impact is profound. When we lose our independence, it's not just our physical capabilities that we mourn, but our sense of self. It can make us feel less human, less in control, and incredibly vulnerable. It's the feeling of being trapped in your own body, the fear of being a burden to others, and the deep sorrow of realizing that the simplest of freedoms, the ones we took for granted, are no longer ours to command. The frustration that comes with not being able to make decisions for yourself, to ask for what you need without feeling ashamed, can slowly erode your dignity and sense of worth. This is why I feel so strongly that if you still have the gift of independence, if you are still able to move, to think clearly, to care for yourself, do not let a single moment pass without appreciating it. Every step you take, every choice you make, is a gift. Don't ever let the rush of life distract you from recognizing just how valuable these freedoms truly are. Because, let me tell you, when the day comes and you lose that ability, you will feel the weight of that loss more than you can imagine. You'll long for the days when you could choose your path, when you had control over your actions, when you didn't need help for even the most personal of tasks. If you still have your independence, cherish it. Hold it close and protect it, because it is a treasure that is irreplaceable. When it's gone, you'll realize that nothing in life is as valuable as the ability to be fully yourself, to make decisions that shape your existence, to live with the autonomy that is the core of human dignity. So, please, take a moment today to truly appreciate all that you can do on your own. Don't wait for it to be taken from you. Let your independence be a reminder of how much freedom you truly have, and how much it means to live a life on your terms. Fifth, true happiness comes from simple things. I had the privilege of meeting an extraordinary woman, 85 years old, whose radiant smile seemed to light up the room. There was a warmth in her eyes, a genuine contentment that made everyone around her feel at ease. Curiosity got the better of me, and I couldn't help but ask her, "What's your secret to such happiness?" Her answer, simple yet profound, struck a chord deep within me. She said, "I don't dwell on what I've lost. I cherish and enjoy what I still have." Those words stayed with me, echoing in my mind long after our conversation. She had no grand recipe for happiness, no secret formula. It was as if she had discovered the ultimate truth. Happiness is not something that can be sought in the extravagant or distant future, but rather it is found in the quiet, tender moments of our everyday lives. She taught me that joy doesn't live in the big milestones or material possessions. It thrives in the warmth of a conversation with a loved one, the comforting aroma of a freshly brewed cup of tea, or the gentle touch of sunlight on your skin. These moments, so easy to miss, are the very essence of happiness. When we stop chasing happiness in far-off places, in the next big achievement, or in possessions that will eventually fade away, we begin to realize something deeply transformative. Happiness has always been within our reach, tucked away in the simplicity of life's everyday blessings. It's right there, waiting for us to stop, breathe, and truly appreciate the quiet beauty that surrounds us. Sometimes, the most profound happiness is found in what we already have, if only we allow ourselves the space to recognize it. Sixth, I realized that forgiveness brings peace to oneself. During my time at the nursing home, I had the privilege of meeting so many people, some at the end of their lives, some nearing that moment. And in the quiet corners of their hearts, I saw something that disturbed me. Many carried deep, festering grudges. They held on to bitterness toward their children, old friends, or even long-gone loved ones. It was as if they were bound by invisible chains, tethered to the pain of unresolved issues, refusing to let go. What struck me the most was that these individuals were not hurting the ones they were angry with. No, the real damage was being done to themselves. They walked through their days carrying the weight of anger, regret, and resentment. Every step they took was heavier, every moment filled with more tension. The bitterness they clung to had transformed them into prisoners of their own emotions, and the pain they experienced was self-inflicted. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. One day, a woman, her voice trembling with emotion, shared with me that she deeply regretted not forgiving her sister before she passed away. She said that her heart ached with the weight of the words left unsaid and the hurt that had never been healed. Her words resonated within me, echoing in the silence of my thoughts long after our conversation had ended. And in that moment, I understood something profound. When we choose to hold on to pain and resentment, we are the only ones who suffer. The person who wronged us may have moved on, may have forgotten, but we remain trapped in the past, replaying the same painful memories over and over. Holding on to bitterness doesn't hurt the person who wronged us. It only poisons our soul, slowly eating away at our happiness and peace. And so, I made the conscious decision to forgive, not because they deserved it, but because I did. I forgave, not for their peace, but for my own. I realized that peace isn't something that comes from the outside. It's something we create within ourselves. Letting go of hatred, of resentment, felt like an immense weight had been lifted from my shoulders. It was as though I had carried the heaviest stones for years, and now I was finally free to walk without that burden. Forgiveness became my freedom. If there is someone in your life who you need to forgive, I urge you to do it today, for your peace. Do it for yourself, not for them. At the end of our lives, our pride, our ego, and our grudges will seem so insignificant. What truly matters, what we will take with us, is the peace we have made, both within ourselves and with the world. So forgive, and let your heart be light. Seventh, I realize that every day is a gift. It's so easy to get caught up in the chaos of our daily lives, to get swept away by the noise and distractions around us, without truly appreciating the beauty of simply being alive. But one morning, everything changed. I woke up to hear the heartbreaking news that a resident in the nursing home had passed away quietly in his sleep. It was such a peaceful exit. He had just shared a simple meal, laughing, reminiscing, perhaps savoring one last connection before slipping away from this world. That moment shook me to my core. It was a stark reminder of how fragile and fleeting life truly is. No matter how vigilant we are about our health or how careful we try to be, we never know what tomorrow holds. Life, like the breath in our lungs, can be gone in an instant, and there's nothing we can do to change that. I found myself reflecting deeply on the way we live our lives. Too often, we waste precious time worrying about things that haven't happened and may never happen. We carry burdens of regret, constantly lamenting the choices we've made, when those things cannot be undone. We tend to put off joy, waiting for the right moment, for that magical day when everything aligns perfectly. But let me tell you, that day is a myth. It doesn't exist. We keep telling ourselves, one day, I'll do this. But that day is always just beyond reach, slipping further away as time passes. And before we know it, we realize that one day has turned into never. The greatest lesson I've learned in life, one that I carry with me every day, is to live fully, to truly embrace each moment while you still can. Don't wait for the stars to align. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because the truth is, that moment is now. Life is so fragile, so precious, and it's so easy to forget that. Do what makes your heart come alive. Tell the people you love how much they mean to you, how they've touched your life. Speak your truth. Create memories now, not someday. I can't emphasize this enough. Treasure each day as if it were your last. When your time finally comes, you won't regret what you did, but you will deeply regret the moments you missed, the things you never said, the chances you didn't take, the love you didn't give. Even though I only spent 2 months in the nursing home, I walked away with a powerful lesson that changed my perspective on everything. Life isn't measured by the number of years we live. It's measured by how deeply we live in each moment. It's about the way we choose to show up in our lives, the decisions we make every single day. In that home, I saw both sides. Some had lived with no regrets, who had loved deeply, who had made the most of every single day, and they were at peace. And then others wished they had chosen differently, who looked back and longed for the things they hadn't done, the love they hadn't shared, the paths they had never taken. It was a heartbreaking reminder that we can never get time back. We must live with intention, with love, and with the full awareness that each day is a treasure that can never be recaptured once it's gone. As we reflect on the valuable lessons shared today, I want you to take a moment and think about what you've learned so far. What struck a chord with you? What resonates deeply within your heart? Life is so precious, and we are reminded every day that it can slip away in the blink of an eye. So, I challenge you. What is one thing you've learned today that you're going to bring into your life, starting right now? I would love to hear from you. Please comment below and share one lesson you've taken away and how you plan to apply it to live more fully and mindfully. Your insight might just inspire someone else to make a positive change in their own life. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave your comment, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have more inspiring content coming your way, and we'd love to have you along for the journey. Thank you for watching, and remember, every moment counts.